Sagittarius, to save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. As always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card. So you not only receive your message, you grow your own intuitive skill sets through these kind of forecasts, right? That's what this channel is all about, to grow your knowledge and your intuitive connection to the cards and God, okay? And I got a really good reading here. I've got 5 major arcana cards out of this 10-card Celtic spread. So a huge life shift is taking place. I remember last week I was telling you to make sure you keep your faith and don't have any doubt. And I really feel like this month of July is really going to start to kick it in a new way. And it starts off with this week, okay? And there's a shift in you that's taking place as well that's really interesting in this forecast. Okay, let's get into why I'm saying it. In the first card placement is the first major arcana card that we're going to encounter. And the first card placement is the significator, kind of the general gist of the whole reading. And the judgment card is karma. It's a big deal in tarot because you do not get to the judgment card unless you've been a good egg in the eyes of God and the universe. It's a reward card for a long time of taking up the mast of truth and justice for yourself, your own identity, how you want to live your life, and, sticking up for what is right and wrong, not only in the eyes of yourself, but for others. And I think that it actually gets played out in some legalities here as well. But what God in the universe is saying, I need to give you a decompression time, a kind of time to celebrate internally and even externally for the kind of props that you've earned through the tough journey of getting to the judgment card. And what's really interesting here is the crossing card. Okay, we have another major arcana card, and the crossing card is not allowing the judgment to fully manifest. Okay, you're not getting your full karma yet, Sagittarius. And I know you feel this is stirring, and maybe this is where the block is, what it would be an indicator. And it's the Hierophant, the priest of the tarot. I take the universal message of God and I make it a material reality. And because he's crossing, maybe you're breaking traditions. Maybe also too, some of you are coming out of legalities from marriage and divorce, whether you were like a family member or whatever, or just even people that loved other people, like a breakup happening. But it's these kind of cards with justice, the King of Swords, and even the Hierophant, which would be a reflection of marriage. And these guys kind of be here would be a reflection of a separation and legalities as well. So whatever that tough just was for you, what the cards are indicating, it's causing you to look at different ways to connect with God in the universe, okay? That might be with outside the bounds of traditional religion. That's what kind of this combo would be. So let's say you're not giving yourself enough props or enough pat on the back, or you're thinking that, well, you're living a certain lifestyle that goes against traditional means or community. But that's the whole reason why God in the universe kind of broke that stranglehold, all right? You have to live your own life. Sag is the Hierophant, okay? That's your reflection in the tarot and astrology. So why would you break your own self from getting the good karma? So I want you to dig deep this week to kind of untangle that little mystery knot right there, okay? But I think it's kind of the way that you're feeling like you're not able to get your full adjustment. And okay, now this is why I'm also going back to legalities and divorce and stuff and breakup. So we got that first card, the judgment card, the significator. In the 7th card placement, that's the way that we're feeling about ourselves. So the King of Swords, and that's really beautiful because it's a manifestation in the journey of our thoughts, right? In modern day tarot. But to the ancient tarot, it was breaking that identity in community and family and stereotypes and archetypical types that you have to be to conform, right? And you've been breaking that anyway for a while. And that's Sag. And again, that would be another reflection of the breaking of the Hierophant there, to do your own thing, to take on that mission of the Hierophant, of the healer, the teacher, moving forward in the area of enlightenment and spiritual and emotional growth, right? And maturity, that all goes together. And you're coming into your own. And that would be a reflection of the 7th card here, the King of Swords. Throughout the whole journey of the swords, we're only asked to use our thoughts. We don't want to use our emotion at all. I only want to use analytical thinking and strategy, right? I want to keep emotion and feeling at a distance. But the time that we reach this royal guy, we could use our head and our heart, right? Okay, so you need to trust that to get your karma. So let's say you're still even dealing with any kind of legalities or business contracts already, always lead with your heart. I was in business for a very long time, and you can't accomplish things without doing it in a team. And you need to treat people correctly and everything. And that's what this would be a reflection of, that you want to do the right thing. And I'll also say this, because of this combo and with justice there and how other people view you is another major arcana. Like, if something happened like that you kind of got a big body blow or spirit blow because of divorce or any kind of that stuff of shift, it just says you're okay. And if you had to fight for yourself during all that domain as well, then maybe that's what that breaking is of the justice as well, because you have to speak your own truth. You have to find your own honesty, right? And your character, your integrity. And sometimes we need to encounter people in situations that try that, right? Yeah, pull our last nerve in that area. But it means, with the judgment card, you mean you did it, okay? So whatever that kind of combo is with the Hierophant and stuff, you got to do you. And I'm going to get validated with this as well in the third card placement, is how God wants us to navigate the week. That's kind of the top of the matter in the reading. The Page of Swords is youthful energy coming forth with your own thoughts, which is so nice, because after we see the King, you've already taken the journey for the minor arcana in the royal set, right? The court set of the swords, right? But now we're getting fresh energy. But this kind of energy could also be scary after we've been encountering the kind of stuff of the Judgment card. And we'll get to this guy in the present, in the Hermit. He really takes you through it, but he's also a great reflection of who you are. And that's probably why you get in the reward of the Page of Swords. It's kind of God's way and the universe's way of kind of getting the old rubble of the past out of the way. I need to kind of upheaval and shake the ground a little bit. I need to shake you to get the dead leaves off it, so I can have new growth. And that's the first sign of the page, like your little buds of ideas and who you want to be is starting to emerge. So don't let anything stop that. Don't be afraid of it either, okay? Because something else is shifting as well. You're taking a new journey in a lot of different ways. And I won't have you be held back. Oh my God, I didn't even realize this. Okay, so you need to do you. Okay, that is the synopsis of the Page of Swords. But I got to get right down to the base of the matter here. The fourth card placement is the gut of the matter, right? Okay, and the Four of Cups is the firm foundation in your heart. You've been probably fighting for how you want to live your life in your heart as well, okay? And how you want to do your thing. It gives you that foundation. So that's the exalted state. In the non-exalted state in my deck, it's chitter chatter, gossip. Those people that come along and pluck that nerve, kind of judge you and say you have to do your life this way and that way. And that's what I was having a little like, oh, moment, because I don't do anything. I just kind of throw the cards out. I don't really review them that much. I like to be fresh and everything because it's fun for me as well. So let's say the Four of Cups, that people are telling you, oh, you need to conform this way or that way, or you need to get married in this way. Or let's say you're gay and you got to be straight. You know, it can be as deep as that. Don't let anyone break who you are, all right? This is the whole point of everything that you've been through, is to do you, okay? And that's the thing about the Four of Cups. Believe in the firm foundation that you've built for your heart and your spirit, and don't let anyone chip away at that, all right? Okay? Don't have it. And maybe you even had people like trying to play you in different ways. In the past card reflection is the King of Wands. In the exalted state, he's great for social and business settings. He's the charmer. He's advertising, marketing, PR and promotion wrapped up into one person, you know? It's got that ability of people trusting them as well, you know what I mean? Because it's a warmth about the King that we all need, whether we're kicking ourselves out there in a social way or just wanting to get out there and get a spring in our step, or if we're pitching ideas. It's a perfect kind of guy on your shoulder. But in the non-exalted state, he could be non-emotional. He could kind of be like the Journey of the Swords. I want to keep that emotional distance. People like me on the outside facade, so why would I get deep and kind of stir up trouble? I don't want to have confrontations. Even in relationship, he might even disappear in and out. Doesn't matter the gender. It's just that non-emotional thing where you thought you had one viewpoint of another, and then you realized that veneer of hardwood was just veneer and there was plywood underneath. Okay, that's the kind of the non-exalted state of the King. And because he's standing next to justice and the King of Swords, I just gotta wonder if some aspect of someone looking like in one way, but when the realization it was not what it is. Okay. Oh, maybe I'm going to stick with that too. In the sixth card placement in the present, we have the other major arcana card, the Hermit. And this is why I'm saying, like, maybe you need a little bit of downtime and detoxification, but also to connecting with God. So don't be afraid of digging deep here. Okay. The Hermit is it's isolation, wanting to be a hermit, digging deep in that emotional and spiritual growth. But it goes further for me, like, because to the ancient tarot, he was like the spiritual warrior. Because he's on the front line, he's the brother of the Hierophant, but he's completely different. He goes in churches and synagogues and blah blah blah, in that traditional way. This guy's on the front line. He's doing of service. He's fighting battles, our everyday battles, and that's you. And now he's saying, okay, let's go. Like, where we're gonna go next. It's not exactly sure, because the light of wisdom only has a certain beam out, because God is asking you to still trust in that faith and hope, right? That you've been trusting on. But God's clearing the way with the Page of Swords for you, okay? It's kind of using the rubble of the past to make the pathway of the future, okay? And the Hermit, it's like nobody can mess with this guy. He's got the sheath of BS that cuts away all that stuff. He's got a special relationship with God, with the raven on the shoulder. He's been through stuff and then some, but he's got something to share through that process. So, okay, and I'll also say this, because the Hierophant is one sort of teacher, right? Okay, one sort of healer. The Hermit is a different sort of healer. It's be more of the spiritual arts. So, and again, meditation, anything that gets you closer to God, but digging deep, because you need to, like, you're cracking open the last kind of like hard shells to your Sagittarius, so the real Sag can emerge and run free. When those little hoofs get the ground, watch out, magic happens. And the Hermit wants to help you get there. But you need a reprieve now, because it's downtime. God's got some special messages for you. And I want you to kind of decipher that and get in tune to it, because that's where the healing happens for you. That's where the light shines in your heart and your head, and gets a clear clarification of what that next steps is. And it's based on the knowledge and experience that you had. But you've been running so hard, so fast for so long, trying to get to that karma, right? So here you're getting in there now, but you need to, like, kind of like, God needs to spend some time to you, not only to congratulate you, but give you the kind of next phase of your life, what's going to happen. And you want that kind of like little kind of connection. You're getting it too. And so in the seventh, I'll say it again, in the area of self, kudos to you. You've really earned the King of Swords. It's a great place for a Sag to be, because you really are great people, because you're so happy and loving and fun. You don't like that confrontation. You don't like all that kind of stuff. You just want to kind of go along. My father was a Sag. He was a great guy, just like that, though. They're so giving and everything. But now it means that you've got that inner confidence as well, to trust not only your intuition, but your mental agility, okay? That's a big deal for Sag, right? Because you're the conduit. You're half animal, half person. So you take that universal message from God and make it a material reality in our ground, right? You get a structured stand us there, right? To feel that kind of inner self-esteem. That's a king too. And here how other people look at you. Like I said earlier, the Justice, the major arcana card, it's fairness, getting our justice, truth and honesty, being fair and balanced. That's been a kind of a theme for a while for you guys, wanting to blend the heart and the head. And I just love this kind of reading, because it just shows that it's manifesting in you. And again, why the material world could be one way, but the spirit world, but in the eyes of God, is a whole other gig. And that's what's important, and that's what you've done here. So that's why you need to believe in yourself in the Judgment card, and don't say otherwise, because other people look at you as really powerful. That's the Justice card. It's a really big deal. It's a bigger, older sister or mama, maybe Athena, to the King of Swords, right? We want to do the right thing, and we believe in that justice in the eyes of God, because if we do everything with a good heart and good intention, there only could be good rewards, right? And that's in our hopes and fears, as God is asking you to say, okay, where do you want to go next, Sag? Where are we going to go for our heart? That's the Eight of Cups. So let's not be afraid of it in that ninth card placement. That's what it means. Our hopes and fears, right? And the Eight is a rejuvenation, restart, in the area of the heart. And see, we're coming out of Shadowland, and that's kind of a reflection of how you get to the Judgment card, and how that's definitely how you get to the Hermit. You're walking in a lot of dark lands to get to this guy, but it's build your inner confidence that nothing can take it away, especially the chitter-chatty of other people. Please don't let me go there. All right. And that said, the Eight here, all your cups in a row. Let's take a walk for the heart. Let's see where we're going. You don't need to know exactly everything, like the whole mile ahead. Don't control it that way, okay? Get in conjunction with God to see, okay, I'm going to trust from A to B. You got C and D. That's right, okay? Just know that. You've already been through the tough time, so you might as well enjoy the good time right now, because this is the reward phase, Sagittarius. It's starting this week, okay? And in the 10th outcome, I'm sticking with it. We have the major arcana card, the fifth one. Oh, no, the fifth, no. Wait, 1, 2, 3... 11, 2, 4, I'm a bad, can't find. Okay, so the fourth one. I'm sorry, guys. The Fool is one of the most important cards in the major arcana because it starts the major arcana. And this is the outcome card. So that's you, Sag. You know, venturing forth. Da, 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 here I come. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I got like a spring in my step, a spring in my heart and my spirit, and a real base of knowledge and experience in my brain. Right? So it's a great thing for you to venture forth. Rather, a new day is dawning. It's dawning around you. So we're coming out of Shadowland into that new sunlight, right? So God wants to put the spotlight on you. Again, like another unique connection with God, with the ego there. You know, a lot of decks, or most decks, you'll always see him as a fool in animal skins, because the representation is I'm not taking anything forth, including emotional baggage, into the future, right? I'm coming out of that dark cave of enlightenment that I spent with all these guys in there to get to that kind of the judgment card, right? And God wants to give you a gift, so let's not be afraid of it. Let's go forth. Let's go see where it is. Remember when you were younger, Sag? You just ran at it. I guarantee it. Someone could tell you no, these guys, and you wouldn't even care. Off you went, right? That sign of enthusiasm and excitement for the next adventure starts to stir in you. So do not like hold it back, because it's not going to go anywhere. It's only going to get deeper and, stirring more in you. And you want to let that energy out, because that's when magic happens for a Sag. That's when you start to fly. All right. And believe in yourself here too, as well. In the bonus card, here we have the fifth card, major arcana, and it's the emperor, the boss, and business leader, right? Mentor, all those kind of things. But the thing about the emperor, it's kind of like the king of swords in justice. In the downside and non-exalted state, that could be bullying and aggressive, and my way or the highway kind of attitude, right? So if you've encountered that kind of person, or you're coming out of that kind of enlightenment for yourself, that you've kind of been snappy, that's part of our growth, that we all go through it. That's the emperor. It means that you're reaching the exalted state. So believe in yourself, because it means that you're, again, honest, trustworthy, you have character, integrity, ethics. That's what builds stuff. It's not the shady McGady stuff. There's a reason why you had to go through that kind of enlightenment to realize those kind of aspects of humanity. We all have to go through it, but you're the healer. You're the teacher. So you're going to have to learn that so you can speak to firsthand experience to bring other people out of dark times, right? Now that you're coming out of it, God's saying, good job, Sagittarius. Where do we want to go? And you've got all the props and all the divine order and God's favor right now. So this is a fab week to kick it off. Like I often say, it's one small week on the calendar, but it's a big deal for you, Sag. Congratulations. Have a good one. And if you're so inclined to like or subscribe, if you like this content, that is awesome. Everyone's been so amazing. Thank you.